In 1896, at the height of European colonial expansion, one African army did the unthinkable. It defeated a modern European power in open battle. The news sent shockwaves across Europe. Headlines trembled, governments panicked, armies questioned their assumptions. Tonight we travel to the highlands of Ethiopia, to a battle that reshaped history. And what we uncover may challenge everything you think you know about Africa. But first, let us understand the world that led to this confrontation. The late 19th century was a time of imperial ambition. European powers carved Africa into colonies. Kingdoms and empires fell under foreign control. Italy, seeking to join the race, turned its eyes to Ethiopia. A treaty, the Treaty of Wuchale, signed in 1889, was at the center of the conflict. In Italian, it gave them a protectorate over Ethiopia. In Amharic, it promised only diplomatic friendship. One line, one translation error, one spark that lit a fire. But the real surprise wasn't just in the treaty. It was in the response. Menelik II, Emperor of Ethiopia, was no ordinary leader. He unified a kingdom fractured by internal conflict. He modernized the army. He purchased rifles and artillery from Europe. He built a network of intelligence and supply lines. Diplomats from across the world watched closely. Ethiopia was preparing for a confrontation that no one thought it could survive. By early 1896, both sides knew conflict was inevitable. And when the call to battle came, Menelik's leadership would define history. Yet the story doesn't end with preparation. The Italian forces advanced, confident. They underestimated the size, coordination, and resolve of the Ethiopian army. Mountains and valleys became silent witnesses to a looming clash. Ethiopian warriors from every province converged. Age-old strategies met modern firearms. Logistics, terrain, and timing became weapons themselves. By the 1st of March, both armies faced each other near Adwa, a highland plateau destined to shock the world. And then, the battle began. Ethiopian forces struck from multiple directions. They outmaneuvered the Italians, using knowledge of the land, swift coordination, and sheer determination. Italian formations collapsed under relentless pressure. Artillery and infantry were overwhelmed. The battle was fierce, yet disciplined. Menelik's strategy was not just military, it was a masterclass in leadership, unity, and resolve. Within hours, the Italians were in retreat, their ambitions shattered. But Adwa's impact went far beyond the battlefield. News of the defeat reached Europe like a storm. Newspapers labeled it impossible. Governments were forced to reconsider colonial policies. Ethiopia retained its sovereignty, unbroken and proud. For the first time, a European power had been defeated decisively by an African army in the colonial era. Scholars, journalists, and diplomats marveled. And across the Atlantic, the Black intellectual community celebrated an unprecedented victory, one that challenged centuries of assumptions. Yet the story of Adwa carries lessons beyond victory. Adwa reminds us that history is rarely one-sided. Power is not only in technology or armies. Wisdom, unity, and leadership shape outcomes. Civilizations rise and fall, but knowledge and courage travel through time. Menelik II's Ethiopia was a beacon, showing that agency and strategy can redefine what the world believes possible. This is not just a battle. It is a lesson in perspective. On the highlands of Adwa, an African empire altered the expectations of an age. Scholars, soldiers, and citizens shaped a story that the world could not ignore. The battle did not end colonial ambition, but it proved something powerful. History can be written differently when courage meets strategy, and sometimes the most overlooked voices echo the loudest. If this changed your understanding of history, stay curious.